Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wise Kracks. We got a little bit of an early edition here. It's Monday. Randy and I are here, and Randy McKay. Uh, you know, it was a really juggle here, Randy. We were trying to decide, can we do it tomorrow at some point? But it's Christmas Eve. It's not fair to a lot of people and not fair to you, maybe. And we appreciate you joining us. You are in a sunny area there, even sunnier than Vegas. Today it's 70, got to be 70 degrees in Las Vegas. You're actually about 5, 6, 8 degrees warmer over in Arizona. That's where you're spending the holiday in Arizona.
Yeah, my brother's got his retirement place down here, and this is actually where I had to stay for about 3 months when the pandemic
Oh, I
hit.
remember. I remember. I
And
remember.
yeah, I know these trails behind me real well. I walked them every day, and
Wow. You ever see anything over there? Rattlesnakes or coyotes or anything?
oh, you see plenty of coyotes. I never have seen a snake. Luckily enough, saw a couple scorpions, but
Right.
lots of these birds, quail that make some
Really?
noise. You hear some quail in the background.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
what
as long
that
as you're wearing that Lucky Masters hat, I think you're not going to be snake bit. So let's hope that that goes. Hey, first off, I want to talk about our sponsor. I always give them a plug late. I want to give them a plug early this week. HeritageSports.eu did not go to their page, but HeritageSports.eu been in business for almost 30 years. Reduced Juice 108 on NFL, and they also have some crazy promotion sometimes. I even wanted to question. I was talking about this Bitcoin insurance, and if Bitcoin goes up, it's a lucrative program where they add so much percent to your account. I was like, oh my god! And they like to deal in Bitcoin with a lot of these sports books do. I understand. I'm not smart enough for Bitcoin. I don't know. These guys are, these guys bought coins. I know people that bought coins at a couple $100, and when do you sell? I mean, it's 100,000. You got to sell. It took a little hit today. I think it's like 93, but Jesus, when do you sell these things? I mean, I know someone that cost average $900 on 76 coins, and he's still accumulating more coins, which I'm sure he's right, I guess. And I guess if you don't need the 7.6 million, which now it's worth, I guess if you don't need it, it's the first line on your taxes now. Did you deal with cryptocurrency throughout the years? So that's another thing too. You have to make sure you do your taxes properly with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But anyway, so Randy, what's been going on this week for you now? Traveling from last week, you were in like a storage shed or something.
is. Yeah, I was at my friend's loft there in North Dakota, and
Oh
had to
yeah.
get my stuff kind of moves because he's moving in a different spot. So I have a different spot next spring when I move back there. Went back to Colorado for the weekend to bet, so I got back to Denver Friday
Okay. Got some
and
bets in.
got some bets in for the weekend. Did the in game and everything.
Now,
Flew.
what about where you are now? Do you because they have sports gambling now in Arizona. Some of the apps just transfer over. You can still do some betting.
Yep, all the apps transfer over, and there's actually a couple new companies here that I want to try out too. So yeah, traveled down here today to Phoenix for and then flying back to Colorado Friday. So
Okay.
pretty hefty
Still
flying
some sign
schedule.
up, still some sign up bonuses and stuff. I know they went by the wayside for a while, but I know that there's still some juicy sign up bonuses for maybe a couple $100, $300, $500. Um, and then for first time signups, which is always an interesting thing. Let's talk about. I wrote a couple notes down, a couple things to talk about. Now, have I talked about? I had a frozen margarita. Did I talk about that on the show to you? Okay,
No, not that I know.
Someone sent me over a frozen margarita. I was at a restaurant, Mexican restaurant in town, and you don't want to be rude, so you want to take the margarita. I think I talked about it on recent. I don't drink. I just don't drink, and I never had a problem with it. I never started, so no big deal. I actually liked the way it tasted. By the way, I could see why you can get hooked on these things. It was actually really good. It had the salt around the edge, and it was a frozen margarita like lime, which I like anyway, and so I had one. Didn't think much of it. Thanks to guys. I even toasted the guys that sent it over. Didn't think much of it. Went back to drinking some water and some chips and salsa. I had a meal, and just a hair. I felt a little bit, nothing much, until I opened the door outside. It hit me. When the air hit me, the margarita hit me. I was like, and I don't even know what kind of alcohol was in there. I was like, wow, this vodka really, it's not even vodka. It's a Mexican alcohol. I can't think of the name of it, but it's tequila. Yeah. So I like it, by the way. So it hit me though. And I was like, wow, one drink. Now I'm thinking to myself, what about all the poor souls that gamble and drink? I really did. Not even me driving, because I was driving with the one drink, but I wasn't legally drunk, legally over the limit. I don't think anyway. But imagine everyone has more than one. It just made me think about how dangerous DWIs are in town. But even not more so, but more so from where I'm coming from. When you drink, it gives you a powerful feeling that you can do a lot of things. You're a little bit tougher of a person, and I'm referring to gambling wise too. It's like, wow, this is. I could see why people lose a lot of money gambling when they're drinking. Even the people that are skilled, even people that know more, maybe know basic strategy or know things. I can see why casinos make so much money. Now, I've been around you a long time. Never seen you drink. Do you not drink?
Oh no, I drink. I used to be semi-alcoholic, but I
Oh,
still drink occasionally now. Back in the days when I worked at the casino, I would probably drink a 12 pack of beer after every shift almost. So yeah, I used to be a pretty heavy drinker.
wait, now, so you used to drink a lot. Let's call you an alcoholic, and every day, so you could handle it now. You can handle drinking now, a couple drinks, and you just quit.
Oh yeah, like when I went to that football game, I was in a suite there. I probably for that night, I probably had, I had probably had about 10 beers probably for the day. I felt it the
Oh my
next day
God!
a little bit, but
Wow.
I can do
All
that
right.
without getting over the top. There's times when I drink too much, and then of course you visit the porcelain god there at about 3, 4 in the morning when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wake up. But
But I said to myself, Jesus, what shot does the public have of functioning with a proper mind and making proper bets? Now, granted, I know it's fun, it's enjoyable, and you want to
no,
drink and smile and party and laugh and joke. But I guess I just look at gambling. It doesn't make me any better than anybody. Sometimes I eat like I'm going to the electric chair. I'll be the first one to tell you, even though I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs. I'm not saying I'm perfect with everything, but uh, I just felt that I was a little more powerful than I was under one drink. So I can imagine with three or four, and imagine even trying to count cards. Having a positive count, a true six or something, and then all of a sudden it goes down to four or two, and you say, "Well, I'm still positive. I'm still betting the same amount, which you're not supposed to." I could see chasing, and I could see getting into modes and into a bad way. And you realize why the casinos and the sports books
there's
make a lot of money.
card counters that use that as camouflage too. I
Oh, of
mean,
course, of course,
that's a
yeah,
good, order up a couple drinks, make it use that for a camouflage, and you don't even have to really drink them, just sip on them.
right, 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 right. Or come to the table with a drink and look like, yeah, yeah, no, no, that's yeah, yeah, and Randy, I talked about this on another show. It's amazing the difference. I want to know where you're located when the casinos that you go to. When you come out to Vegas, it's so different than the gamblers that are going to Atlantic City. Atlantic City, they're very serious. They're there to win. Vegas, a little more tourist. You have a little fun. Okay, you get a little upset here and there, whatever it may be. Boy, Atlantic City, boy, they're cursing, drinking, partying. They want their money. They're a more serious brand of gambler. Where you go in Colorado and stuff, is that more of a touristy hangout? Everyone's chilling, or is it some serious crowd too?
Mostly just chilling type people. You can't smoke in the casinos, which is very
Oh
nice.
my
They got
God, that's great.
they, they got to go to the smoke rooms to smoke, and of course weed is legal, so of course
Oh
they're
no,
having a
they're
good time
really
with
chill.
that. So
Yeah.
they're hitting that pretty good, but yeah, more of a touristy type atmosphere. But there is diehards that come up every day from Denver up to Blackhawk, and you see them up there, and they're trying to win too.
Yeah, no, I didn't know what how serious the gamblers were over there compared to Atlantic City. A buddy of mine just called me up again, was telling me a story that he's seen at Caesars in Atlantic City. I was like, wow. Randy, prices in Vegas. Do you notice how expensive it is on the strip now for things compared to what it used to be? Of course, inflation's gone up too, I understand, but I think places like Vegas, listen, when the COVID hit here, and from my high rise overlooking the entire strip, all black, all no traffic, no lights on. It was minimal lighting, and I thought it was the end of the world. I told my friend who plays poker for a living, I said, listen, you're done. You better get a job. You better learn how to do something. I know he was like 60 at the time. I said, listen, I'm sorry, my man, but you'll never play poker again in a casino. They, you were seeing the end of the world, the doomsday and naysayers. I didn't mean to be one of them, but they were putting those partitions up and stuff, and I was just like, you're done. There's no way you're, I just never thought I should have known better. The casinos would rebound. They rebound in such a big way. They have made so much money, so much more money than they used to make pre-COVID. They have broken records year after year after year. So this year, numbers come out down a little bit from last year. Big deal. Last year, they shattered records that they thought they'd never have. Literally, maybe till the year 2100. That's how unbelievable how much money they've been making. So, so the numbers are down a little bit, and I just laugh about the casinos. The numbers are down. The people up in the offices with the nice fancy college degrees and stuff cracking down on the people on the casino floor and the casino host, and don't write out comps, don't give people this, don't give people that. I can't take it. I can't take it. I need the old school mentality. It's a common sense. They're not robbing the place. They're not giving you nothing that they're getting hurt with. But yeah, so I wanted to say that the money out there that these places are making are ridiculous. So they're down a little bit, and they're up everywhere. Sportsbooks figures. Oh my God, sportsbook. They're making more money, double digit hold, Randy, from some of these new
That's
sites.
incredible.
Oh God, I read like the Barstool. I read a whole thing on Barstool, the Stoolies. I read that they held 19% at the sports book. I was like, what? Wait, what? 19%? In Vegas, if they hold 4 or 5%, they're happy. 19, they're over four times more held by these people. And you know what it is? It's just because of those parlays. Everyone bets parlays. I get
I
it.
know even offshore sites are using same game parlay
Oh
option.
God. Oh God, are they
So
really?
yeah,
Jesus.
so now you're starting to see it catch on everywhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
you'll see it even more because people like to play them. Like even the game tonight with the Green Bay Saints game, which I know you got a pretty good action on it, even though with your survivor. But
Yeah.
there isn't much to bet in that game, so they're looking to put up some player props and put them all together and make a big score. So
Listen,
that's the
I
only way to go
couldn't.
with that game.
Did you see today? Circa went to 15 and a half for about 20 minutes today. I was like, wow. Then it went to 14 and a half for another half hour. Let me just tell you something. I will never lay double digits, and I'll always take them. Yesterday here in town, there's a sports book that put up 14 and a half for a couple hours on the Buffalo game. And I said, I have to grab it just on GP, just on general principle.
Yeah.
But I also grabbed Chicago plus 7 minus oh 05 that lost. But we get the extra half points here around the key numbers. Not that 14 is so key, but we get extra half points living in town here because of well, let's just face it. A lot of the locals, they're betting favorites, they're betting overs, so in volume they have to move the lines. These bookmakers, but even tonight, boy, I was really tempted. I'm rooting for Green Bay for the survivor, but I was really tempted to take 15 and a half when I seen it right there in front of me. Circa had to take a big bet minus 14 on this game because that went from 14 to 15 and a half. They could have got the same action at 14 and a half, the buyback. They went right to 15 and a half. They wanted money right away on kind of a dead number, unless it lands 35 to 20 or something like that. But kind of a dead number. But yeah, so I noticed that today. And am I thinking the same thing as you? Because some of these other pros, though, they'll lay almost anything. Now, if it's a 10-point teaser with good odds, I don't mind taking a 12 and a half down to the 2.5 through the key numbers of 7, 10, and even 7, 3, and even 10. But you won't, like, you're not looking to lay 14 on a game ever in the NFL. Am I right?
No, I pretty much stick to my base philosophy, which is I never lay over 7 at home and I never lay over 3 on the road. I stick to that same base philosophy, but sometimes on injury information, I'll go above that. Or even like I even had some Bengals 7.5 yesterday. And of course that
Yeah.
line closed 10. So something like
Wow.
that. Maybe I'll break my
Sure.
rule a little bit, but getting up
Situational.
to them higher numbers like that, diminishing returns starts to play into it too with those numbers, not falling on the key number as much.
All right. So Randy and I were just talking, and it's amazing. We were talking right about never laying more than 14 or more, and you come right in. Hey, I want to lay it. Let me lay it with the 14. Here's Jon Orlando. John, where you been? Where are you at there? Are you home? You got a pool table
I'm
behind you?
home.
Wow.
You look
Okay.
all right?
Yeah, you look a little late, but you're right. But yeah, no, we're talking about tonight's game and how it's 14. And yesterday, Buffalo Bills were a 14-point favorite. I'll tell you what, I had plus 14 and a half just for a peanut bet because I was in town here. How good did I feel? Plus 14. They're winning 14-0 outright. And at the end of the game, I had a sweat. They're down by 10, and Buffalo has the ball. That's how bad these. If you're betting bad teams, bad things will happen. So, John, what are you doing for Christmas? Where are you going? I know Dad's in town. What do you got? What are you guys doing?
I have no plan. Staying here, I guess. I haven't even thought about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Man,
Thank you.
I'm working. I'm working, Bill. I'm working over here.
Working on
Wait till you
playing
see.
pool? Okay.
No. Wait till
Okay.
those are baseball bats.
Oh, I thought they were pool. I thought there was a
No, as a
pool
matter of
table.
fact.
Oh, yeah. They're good. Some good baseball bats.
Yeah. One is Steve Garvey's, one's Pedro Guerrero's, one is Ken Griffey Jr.
Nice.
Yeah.
They'll all
Do you
be. They'll
remember
all
Greg
be.
Luzinski?
Of course, the bull,
Oh
right?
yeah, the ball.
That brown one next to the blue one is Greg Luzinski.
Wow.
It's a really long head. The bat is so heavy.
What do you do? Wait till these guys pass on and put them right on eBay, or do you put them on now? Or
no, I keep them.
Oh,
I keep them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot I'd like to talk about, but you're on football right now.
No, go ahead. I was just going to Randy's picks. So, guys, yeah. Thank you for joining.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, thanks for having me. Well, I'd like to just talk about a little baseball real quick because there was a major mishap on the Dodgers today. Walker Buehler signed a 1-year deal with the Boston Red Sox. It makes me want to throw up. How do you let a pitcher that carried you through the postseason, who came in to close the door on like 2 days rest or whatever in relief, how do you not sign him? And he signed a 1-year deal. This isn't like he went and signed some monster 10-year contract that we didn't want to absorb. How do you let him get away? It makes no sense to me.
It's all about the money. It's amazing. All about the bucks. Just really.
But how can we not have matched whatever that offer is? It makes no sense. A 1-year deal?
He really should have. Here, I thought you were bringing up Ricky Henderson because I loved Ricky Henderson. I mean, I loved him. I watched him play so many times in person when I was a kid, when I was a fan of the game. And I was really upset to hear he died at such a young age. And
65, pneumonia.
Oh, man, he was a good player. What else did you have? What else did you have there, John? Anything else? Or?
I have a baseball. I know we're the football people are like, dude, why are you talking about baseball at this stage of the game? But they posted, I saw this stat. I'd love to know if you guys are aware of this. Nolan Ryan, I'm sure you both know Nolan Ryan has the most no-hitters ever, 7.
Yep.
Right? Do you know who holds the record for most one-hitters?
Oh, wow. Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan with 12. Do you know
Yeah.
who holds the record for the most two-hitters?
Really? That's unbelievable. I've seen
Nolan
that
Ryan,
thing.
18. Do you know who
I've
holds the record for most three-hitters?
Wow.
Nolan Ryan, 31. 31
You know,
times.
I seen the special Nolan on
Yeah.
Netflix, I believe, and it was fantastic. It was so good. And you know, it's the same guys, Bradley, same guys that did my Showtime show Action, which is still on demand on Showtime. That was so good. Dave Chexta is the showrunner. It was just so. I didn't think I watched it because of those guys, not thinking it was going to be great like that. Oh my God! Because why is it someone like myself? I look at his record and say, okay, yeah, he was good. Why is he so good? He's so good because he played with some bad teams too, and he was just a tough guy, man. He was just.
Yeah.
He still lives in like the same town that he had growing up, and he works on the farm and out in the garage tinkering with the toolbox and shit. No,
Yeah.
that's really good. So catch that. Did you see the Nolan thing yet,
Yes.
John, or no?
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
did.
good. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
Randy? Okay.
No, I haven't
It's
seen it
really
yet.
good.
I
Just being a
remember who
fan.
got the most hits against Ryan in one inning, though. Robin Ventura. He got like 6 of them.
In one game? You mean?
Yeah. No, that one inning where he charged about, he got like 6 hits against
Oh,
Nolan in one inning.
you know, that's shown. That's on the special. That's on the documentary is his couple of brawls there, one of which with Ventura. Yeah.
Robin Ventura, the headlock. Yeah.
Oh, how
Yeah.
stupid.
Randy, I gotta give you some props. I watched football at Durango Sunday, as I always do. And 3 separate people came up to me, 2 that I knew and 1 that I didn't know, and all said, "Love the show with Bill and Randy." And they all said, "I've been making a killing betting Randy's picks every
All right.
week." And I said, in my eyes, Randy is a losing player because all I can think about is all the parlays he's missed out on this season. That was what I said, but
Huh. Yeah, no, Randy's having a really good season here, NFL. And you know what? You're right though, John. I had people come up to me too and tell me
Yeah.
how much they like the show and how they appreciate Randy and his plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And we're going to get on to that now. Randy, what do you have this week? Tell us the games first so I can put that up as a clip. And then we'll go into the reasons why. And I'm going to pull up my odds screen while you do that.
Okay, these are all early too. So disclaimer here before I start. These are early. These might even get better odds here. Like the first one, Houston plus 5.5.
Yes, plus 5.5 everywhere. Pretty open. All right, what's next?
Carolina sticking with their team plus 8.
Wow, Carolina again, going back to the Carolina well. Let's get you a Carolina line. Carolina is plus the solid 8, plus 9, minus 19 at Chris, but plus 8 everywhere. All right.
And then this is a placeholder game right now, but at home, the Rodney Dangerfield team, Minnesota, -1.
I am in agreement with you on Minnesota. They're -1 right now at Circa, -1.5 at Westgate and South Point, -1 at DraftKings, -1.5, -0.8 at Heritage. So okay, good. I'm in agreement with you there. That's what you have, those 3?
Yeah, and then if we want to go the FCS championship game,
Sure, why not? You've been doing good at that. Another winner you had. Great week.
There's a nice fat +4 sitting there at South Point, I believe, if you're in Vegas. I would get that. That game is until January 6th, but I'll give that
I
out.
wonder why I don't see it on the screen. January 6th, North Dakota State +4 at South Point, +3.5 at Stations, DraftKings, and play at BetMGM. Well, good. All right. Let's give us some reasons, Randy. Why do you like them? Let's start with them, though. Why do you like North Dakota State? Is that one of your teams? Or just take the dogs in these situations?
Yeah, we had North Dakota State last week against the 2-time defending champion, South Dakota State Jackrabbits. South Dakota State had a better quarterback than what they're going to face in this championship game, even though this touchdown Tommy Malloy for Montana State, very good running quarterback, not so good throwing the football, but he's going to see a Bison team that has pros on both the offensive and defensive lines here, something he hasn't seen in the Big Sky. And because they're undefeated and the number one ranked team is the only reason they are the favorite here. Otherwise, North Dakota State would be favored. So we are getting value here at anything at a plus money. Plus, this is pretty much a home game for North Dakota State, even though it's in Frisco, Texas. They will bring a huge amount of crowd, and they dominate the bar scene down there so much. The first 2 years they drank, speaking of drinking, they drink the town of Frisco out of alcohol. The first 2 years.
Out of alcohol. Okay. Let's get into your NFL ones. What do you got? If you want to start, you can go anywhere. Carolina. Give us Carolina.
Yeah. Well, let's do in order. Houston, 5.5. And let's a playoff revenge spot a little bit here, where Houston was hanging in there the first half and then lost, in the second half. Baltimore took over. Houston showed their youth a little bit in that second half. But I see this game kind of going that same way where, Houston will learn from their mistakes, make this game close. There's some bad injuries here for both teams, and that's what cost Houston last week for us in a game that I kind of liked at the set there. We talked about taking Houston maybe at post, and I wanted to do that. And but that injury to their wide receiver really hurt them, that Tank Dell, severe injury. But Baltimore also has a lot of injuries coming off that tough game that we lost to them against Pittsburgh. So, they got some offensive injuries with their wide receiver and their running back. Short week for both teams. Like Houston a little bit here to cover this, maybe even get the outright victory. You
might even wait for this line. This line's -5.5, -15 at one of the good spots that controls the market. They were -4.5 today. So Baltimore money coming in. You might get a 6 by game time here on Wednesday.
What's the money line for
Houston right now? +205, +210.
Ooh,
Again,
that's right up my alley, Bill.
Wow, taking the money line. All right,
I am a money line guy. I don't like the spreads, especially a money line dog. I'm a fan.
There you go, money line dog. There, you said it right. Money line dog, John.
Money line dog.
Play that chalk.
And the money lines like you too, John. All right. Okay, let's get to the next one, Randy.
Our team, Carolina, +8 or better. I sound like a broken record taking them every week, but I think every week they have value. They start off the season really poor. People were down on them. They benched this Bryce Young, which I think he's going to be a future decent quarterback. They benched him. He got some experience learning behind a pro like Andy Dalton, and that really helped him. Tampa Bay won this first game in overtime at Carolina. I think we had them, if I remember right. And what has really changed between these two teams? And now we're getting 8 points. Not much. Maybe a Mike Evans injury, something like that. I see Carolina hanging in there against a porous Tampa Bay defense who just got dominated last night against the Dallas Cowboy team. So getting any kind of points here with a hot offense like Carolina, let's jump back on them and get the underdog. Maybe even another outright victory for John on the money line.
Wow. All right. I'm with you on this Minnesota game, just to let people know. There's not a lot of places that have the lineup because the game is dependent on tonight's Green Bay score. But you could bet it right now. But even after the game's over, can you give the people, so you'll go up to 2 points, Minnesota over Green Bay? Am I thinking right?
Yeah, I would lay up to 2. These two teams played in week 4. What has really changed in this game? Minnesota won that game 31-29 in Green Bay. Jordan Love was coming off some injuries, maybe a little rusty, but Green Bay's the more injured team here than Minnesota. This Minnesota team's clicking pretty well, pretty healthy all around roster. And they're very good home defense compared to road defense. And that dome I've been to a couple games there. It causes problems for the offense. I could see Green Bay having some trouble there, and that'll set up a nice matchup if they can get this victory. They play Detroit the next week, which will be for first place in the
Oh,
division.
wow.
Be one
Wow.
of the funnest games of the football year.
Oh,
So let's
yeah.
get this Minnesota. Let's take down the Pack.
Cool, man.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
Was
guys,
that all
listen,
your games?
that's all. How many do you want them to have, John? I know
Well,
it's
no,
not enough for you.
I'm a
I
little
get it.
I'm a little shocked, Randy. I didn't hear you give out the best pick of the week, and I'm kind of shocked.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay.
What's the best pick of the week? What is that, John? What's the best
Isn't
pick?
it obvious? The best pick of the week?
No. Go ahead.
Broncos money line on the road against Cincinnati. How is that? Where are you guys? What do you? Is this your first day? What is
It's
going on here?
everything. It's everything that's so wrong. You actually started out saying money line favorite. Oh no, actually they're underdog. Money line
No, the
underdog.
best
Okay,
pick of the week. It's
okay,
the best pick of the
underdog
week.
on the road. Yeah, let me give you. Hold on. Let me give you the line.
Come on.
Let me give you the
How do
best
you
money
not
line.
see the obvious parlay of
You could take
Texans, Broncos
157. Yeah,
money
you could take
line?
157. You could take. So you're on the Texans and
As
so
brilliant as you guys
underdog.
can be, I don't know how you miss some of these games like this. I just don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
They do got a little bit of extra rest, but the Cincinnati team is going to give them a lot of trouble with that offense, and the defense is improving a little bit. They did play a sluggish game against Cleveland a little bit there, but yeah, I can see
But
your point
Broncos
a
are a
little
team
bit,
of
John.
destiny right now. The postseason is lurking for them. They went out. They're right there. 150-1 beginning of the season.
Yeah,
Don't you guys see it?
Right.
You don't see it. No, I'm alone here. All right.
I know.
I thought you were going to come with the
circle
Dallas
back. We're gonna
Cowboys
circle
again,
back.
but
No.
Well, the Cowboys don't even understand how to finish a losing season.
He got rid of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Cowboys and Raiders, what are they thinking? Was it that hard? Just lose the rest of the way out? What are they doing?
Jesus. Dallas and Philly circled right now. They're a 9-point underdog in Philadelphia. So, listen, Philadelphia just came off a bad loss versus
They
Washington.
might not have their
loss.
quarterback. In fact, both quarterbacks are a little dinged up.
Yeah. Did it come out? Did he have a concussion and is he out for a couple of weeks or what?
You never know with that. I mean, he could be out another game. So, and then Pickett got a little banged up too. I see he's on the questionable report.
Yep.
So,
yep.
That could be a spot for your Cowboys there, John.
Yeah, they're down to Krackomberger for quarterback.
I wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys won, just because it would be the Cowboys are kind of like how the Jets used to be. Like they don't even know how to have a losing season properly. That's kind of what the Cowboys are doing now. Like let's just keep winning meaningless games and get worse picks.
Listen, guys, we want to make it. We want to cut the show for the people that are out there because they want to get to their holiday meals and stuff. And
yes,
by the time this comes out, we really appreciate all you guys liking, subscribing, commenting. I got back to a lot of the comments, and we really appreciate you watching and following. We want you to have a safe, joyful Christmas around with the family and friends. And listen, like I always say, keep the TVs on. The volume off, put some Christmas music on in the background. Want to watch the games? That's fine. Just keep the Yule log going or something on. There's so many free, great classic Christmas things for free right on YouTube to listen to in the background. Spend the time with the family. Sports, you always have time for it. Sports betting, gambling, you're not going to have family forever. I know that firsthand. John knows it firsthand. Randy knows it firsthand. We've all lost our moms here in the past couple of years. So we just want you guys to maybe learn off our playbook, spend a lot of time with the family and friends, enjoy the holiday. And we'll see you guys next week on Wise Kracks. Thank you both, guys. Thanks for the fans. Thanks to Robert. You guys have
Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas.